Welcome back. Day 3 on scatter plots. Today will be a little more involved, some new content, so you'll really need to focus today. Hopefully all's going well with you. We're going to do two things. We're going to do a Nearpod lesson on scatter plots and a practice link on scatter plots. Keep in mind you should continue to work to reach your ALEX goal, your assignment, and your 5 additional topics. Okay, so that was the suggested schedule. So I looked at that. And also there's questions here. You might want to look in there to see if other students had questions and maybe you could help someone else out, or maybe you have a question yourself. We're going to be in the Nearpod lesson, which is right here, and it's going to be at your own pace. So go ahead and open your Nearpod lesson. When you open it, it'll look like this. Mathy Cathy, I have no idea who that is, but Ms. Hartman found this or created this. And you're going to be able to construct and interpret a scatter plot for bivariate measures. That means 2 measures. And describe a pattern. We're looking for a pattern that we observe. So I wanted to show you a couple screens on the Nearpod that you're going to encounter, and it's self-paced, so you keep using these arrows to move forward and just try your best. I don't know if you can open it any bigger than this. Not really sure about that. Couple of new vocabulary words that we need to know is correlation. Do you see the word relation in there, like a relationship? So correlation is the relationship between 2 variables. And we keep throwing this word around, scatter plot. A scatter plot is a graph that shows the relationship between 2 sets of data using graphed points. You don't connect the points, you just have these points on the graph. Okay, then you would keep moving ahead. And you should take note of the 3 types of scatter plots. You'll either see a positive correlation where it looks like the data is increasing. You can also look at the table to see that all of these points are increasing as we go down. So that's positive. If you see that the data is decreasing, then it's negative. See how the data here is decreasing. So decreasing points are a negative correlation. And then if it appears that they're just all over the place, there's no positive or negative, we call that no correlation. You might encounter the word association. So it's either correlation or association. And that's just this is a visual of what this looks like. So it's positive, negative, or no correlation. On the Nearpod, you'll encounter a fill in the blank. So you would use these words down here to fill in. So let me do a few with you. Blank describes the relationship between 2 variables. The relationship, that's the correlation. So you'd put correlation right there. A blank is a graph that shows the relationship between 2 sets of data using graphed blank. Well, we're working with scatter plots, so we're going to go scatter plots and type that in, or you would drag that in there. And it's between 2 sets of data using graphed points. So we put points in there. And then so on. So there's a few done for you. Try to finish the rest, and then you make sure you move on or hit done when you're done with that. Then at the end, there's a little 5-question quiz. So go ahead and try that. Don't panic. Just do your best work. Here's question 4 of 5. It says an outlier is a data point that doesn't fit the trend. Which ordered pair represents the outlier here? So which one doesn't fit the trend? Looking for the point that doesn't fit. Looks like that one over there is off to the side. So that one would be the outlier. It's on the outside of the data. And that looks like it's like 10 ones. That would be this one here. Okay. Okay, so now that you've finished and submitted your Nearpod, let's find the practice link for that quiz on scatterplot. So the link that's right under the Nearpod, that's the link we'll use next. It's called thatquiz.org. You've seen it before. And here's what it looks like. Let me get that set up. Okay, so and I think it's a level. Okay, so it looks like this. Your questions will vary, but what you're going to do is just look to see what the trend is. So what trend, I'll do a few with you. What trend does this graph show? So the key says these are the men. So see how there's men and women. Looks like both are increasing. So I would say positive trend. Now these are all scattered around. Scatter plot. These are scattered around. So this would be no trend at all or no correlation because it doesn't increase or decrease. And this would be, looks like they're going down or decreasing. Decreasing is negative. I'll do a few more. Also, that looks like it's all decreasing, so that would be negative. And still decreasing again, negative. Okay, so you want to make sure you keep going and keep track of how you do right or wrong. This is not for grade, this is for practice, but there will be a little actual quiz that will count. So keep practicing. You can go back to this and practice. You can increase the level if you want to try to make it a little bit harder for you as well. Okay, so hopefully you had a successful day with scatter plots with Nearpod and that quiz, and that Alex is taken care of. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow because we're going to be looking at some classy cats. Here's a picture of my cat. She's definitely a classy cat, but she does not wear a bow tie like the cats that you'll see tomorrow.